folks, welcome to Little Farm, Big Dreams, Small Nightmares. My name is Denise, and today we are tackling a little bit of an issue in our pantry. It appears that a mouse or a family of mice decided to build their home in there. Literally, they built their home, their nest, at the buffet. Which means that I've had to take everything out, I shouldn't take all the credit, Darren's been helping as well, of course. We've had to empty all the products out of the pantry. Before we moved anything out, we wiped it down with a bleach water solution, wiped down all the shelves, and I've sprayed bleach water on there, and I'm letting that dry to eliminate any risks of illness being spread by the lovely little deer mice that decided to make a home in our pantry. I'm going to remove this safety equipment and change my clothes, and I'll come back and I'll let you know what we're gonna do next. All right, easy. Ah, that feels much better. Okay, so yes, mice have moved into the pantry. We think we got them. We left things as they were until we feel like we got the family evicted. After we found their nest and evidence of their presence. We threw out any food that had been affected, chewed on, or if they tried to break into anything. It's gone. Everything here has been bleached. And so now time to package up the items that they could break into again. They got into one of these bags. I discovered it when I accidentally squeezed it when I picked it up. Oh my gosh. Aww. That was disappointing because that bag hadn't even been opened yet. This one was open. They could have taken this one, but no, they took the new one. Anyway, I'm going to move the canned goods and bottled things out of the way, and then we'll transfer anything vulnerable into safe jars and containers. Making space. You go in the dining room. Oh boy. Oh. There is stuff everywhere. All right, so I cleared up the space. I have room to work now. And now begins the task of taking anything vulnerable and putting it in mouse-proof containers. I bought this collection of mason jar storage jars at Costco quite a few months ago. In fact, I think they're back in stock, but their lids are different now. I'm not sure. The first thing I'm going to store is this precious and very expensive gluten-free flour from Italy. If you didn't see the video where I made cinnamon buns with two different flours, the Fiori gluten-free Italian flour and the Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 flour. So I made two recipes of cinnamon buns and compared them. I may end up with some on my face. This is very fine flour and very dusty. If you've seen the video, let me know in the comments what you thought of my big moment. I just wore a little bit of this flour for way too long, let's just say. I'll link it here on the screen, somewhere, maybe here, maybe here, I'm not sure. It's gonna be up there if you wanna go watch that video. Now, I am short, and this is challenging. Let me see how I wanna do this to try to prevent too much of a dust cloud. Oh, that's not working. I'm just too short. Woo! This is better. All right, so we're gonna need to put this in two containers by the looks of it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that was messy. Oh, what was I thinking? Okay, there's a bit of waste, but I console myself with the fact that at least the mice didn't get it. Ugh. And we had to throw so many things out. Bags of rice, cereals, oats, Lots of pasta that come in bags. And if you're celiac or living gluten-free, you know how expensive it is to replace all of those food items. Because gluten-free does not come cheap, that's for sure. There you have it. Don't have my label maker since we moved. I haven't been able to find it. So I'm just going to use Scotch tape and put that on there temporarily so we know what it is. I'm going to cut out the recipe and I'm going to write the expiry date for the package as well. So I'm just going to tape this on the back of the jar. There. Now for these here, all of these ramen noodles, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a plastic bin and I'm going to just put them in there and pull them out as we go. None of these were affected by the mice, so I don't know if the thickness of the plastic was too much of a deterrent because they went for the easier stuff. But these are going to go in a bin a little later. This is buckwheat flour, but not just any buckwheat flour. It's Labréon buckwheat flour, with which we make ploy. Ploys are a northwestern New Brunswick delicacy, a treat. It's like as if a crepe met a pancake, had a baby that had a nice like nutty buckwheat flour taste. And buckwheat is gluten-free, so maybe that's something we could do in a future video. Maybe I could try making ploys and show you what they look like. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. So yes, salut mes amis, ma famille Brayonne. I love you, je vous aime. If you know, you know. We eat these ploys with butter and brown sugar. My kids love them with brown sugar, as do I. Some people put maple syrup on them. Creton? Who knows what creton is? If you know what creton is, tell me in the comments. I love creton on my ploys. So I washed all of these jars, so don't you worry, folks. They're nice and clean. I washed them all last night. They've been scrubbed and scrubbed. Alrighty, what's next? I gotta take care of this one here. Well, let's call it a night here. I'm gonna finish packaging all these items out either in plastic bins or glass jars and make them critter proof. And then I will come back to you when everything is done and either show you everything that's been packaged or I'll just show you how everything went back to the pantry. I'm not sure yet. For you, it's going to be seconds. For me, it's probably going to be a few days. All right, I'll see you soon, folks. Okay, well, a few days have gone by. I went to the store, got some more storage containers, got some plastic bins for the larger items, and there was evidence that this has been an ongoing issue in this particular home for probably a number of years. There were corners of the pantry that had plaster over them, which now makes sense because the mice had probably made a little entry point there in the past. I found one other little hole in the corner behind the wallpaper that potentially could have been an entry point. So I stuffed it with laine d'acier. C'est quoi de la laine d'acier en anglais? Laine d'acier. My French brain is the only part of my brain that's working right now. Steel wool. That's what it is, steel wool. It's an old farmhouse. There were going to be mice, and it's just whether or not we can control the population. I also covered the long shelves that were painted white. I covered them with sticky tack paper, shelving paper, which drives me bananas. That stuff is just, oh my gosh, it makes me crazy. But I got it on there. It may not be perfect, but it's there, which will hopefully help us be able to notice sooner if there's any mouse activity and be able to clean more easily. Let's have a look back at what it looked like before, the time that we discovered there was an issue. Let's have a look at the new and improved and hopefully rodent-free pantry. Here you have it. We shifted things around and put all of our canned goods that used to be on these shelves, which, by the way, these shelves had no rodent activity at all. These shelves were like a condo unit for them. We put everything else that we could into glass jars. And what we couldn't get into glass jars, because there's only so much money you can spend on glass jars, we put in these plastic storage tubs. I wish I had my label maker. I can't find it. Those are snacks, baking and cake mixes, ramen and other pasta. This one here is crackers. I don't know where the sticker went. It's at the other end. I have to turn this around. And here we have our oils and vinegars, all types of baking flour, the different types of rice, my chocolate chips at the back there, little crackers in that one, and some rice cakes there. You might have noticed that there was this black box plugged in here on the ground. That is actually an electric rodent trap. And what happens is that you put bait inside and they walk into the little trap through the little side door. And when they step on the metal plate, it gives them an electric shock that kills them instantly. So it's humane, so it's very quick, and it also eliminates the possibility of them coming back. We haven't caught any in a few weeks, which is what took so long to get all of this done, is that we didn't want to clean everything out and then have them come back. So it was more about, okay, let's entice them a little bit. Let's leave things there, and hopefully we'll be able to get them in the trap. There has been no more evidence of activity. Hopefully they are gone for good, and we've taken the measures needed that will not give them any reason to come back. How's that? I'm hoping that in the future we'll see more of my home canned preserves rather than store-bought. But in the meantime, we're grateful for what we have. One thing we plan on doing hopefully in the future is we're going to take this wallpaper down because it's very textured. And I think that the mice can climb it quite easily. You know, as much as this situation ordeal has not been a pleasant one to deal with, I have to be honest and say that, you know, this pantry really needed a good cleaning out and overhaul. And so the rodents forced my hand to do something that I'd kind of been avoiding for a little bit. But now I have a beautiful, clean and organized pantry. So I guess, you know, that's the silver lining in all of this. Thanks for joining me on this multi-day adventure. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.